She needs to beat this bitch up. I hate him so much. Oh my gosh, wait, hold on. That's literally so cute. Dane's dad is the new Dane. What you asked me to do. Things are not looking good for my man. Thoughts and prayers, please. Ooh, that's right, eat it up. Eat it up. They're gonna get married. Is this good? Ah! Yeah. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am so excited for because I've been waiting for this. We've all been waiting for this. Are you ready? Onyx Storm finally came out and I'm so excited. So this video is going to be an Onyx Storm reading vlog. There will be spoilers in here. Like, I mean, you guys know the drill. Like I said before in my other reading vlogs, I just can't help myself. If something cool happens, I'm gonna want to talk about it and I'm gonna want to explain and go over it. I went to the Barnes & Noble release party. This was my first ever release party that I've ever been to and I was like, whoa, have I turned into this type of person? And I'm like, yes I have. I don't care because I was super excited to get the book and I needed it ASAP and it was actually really fun. The thing is, I didn't have myself on like a wait list, so there were different wristband colors. So if you were on the wait list you had purple, we were yellow, so we couldn't really participate in any of the games. I was like, oh, that's kind of sad, but that's okay because I was just like, I really just want the book. Like, that's all I'm there for. It was actually a really fun experience. I thought it was going to be like super weird and I was going to be like, oh, this is going to be so cringy, like people are gonna be like, this is weird, and I was like low-key kind of nervous to go, but I think it was just a really fun time and you had like a really good community of people who just really love the books and they just wanted to like hang out and talk, and they had little games and stuff like that. There were trivia, and then there was a golden dragon egg like Easter egg hunt type of thing. There were 2 of them hidden in the store and whoever found them got a prize, but since I was a yellow wristbander I could not get the prize. It was crazy, but it was a really fun time, so I'm really glad that I went. I'm already like 100 pages into it and I've already tabbed some things. Okay, stuff has already happened, but I will say, and I'm not the only one who's saying this too, I'm so confused. I was so confused the first like 5 to 7 chapters maybe. I don't know who half these people are. I forgot some of the names, I forgot some of the powers, I forgot whose dragon is whose. The first couple chapters, the politics in here is really crazy because I'm like trying to remember, and as I'm reading I'm like, oh, that did happen. I understand what's happening now, I think I do, but there's a lot of like little fine details I'm like, I don't know if I really remember that, so I'm just gonna kind of gloss over it and then I'll come back to it if I really need to. But yeah, I'm really excited to continue reading this book. Let's just get into it. Hi guys, I am in the car right now because my mom went to go pick some things up from the grocery store and I was like, hey, I can sit in the car and read while you go in there. So I thought I would fill you guys in on where I'm at in Onyx Storm. Sorry about the lighting, it's very weird, but we're just gonna have to roll with it. Here's Harry, everyone say hi. Things are getting good, okay? Also, look, we got boba and the guy at the boba place gave us bigger bobas. We're kind of regulars there and he was really nice and he gave us like the larger size. I was like, wow, he's our best friend, low-key. So let's get into it. Crazy, what I just read is that Xaden's a professor now and like they can't be together because of the codex or whatever, and it's like professors and obviously cadets can't get together, and Dane's dad did that on purpose. It's a whole thing. They gave him the position as like a temporary thing and he could have said no, but he needs to be inside of the wards because he can't control himself all that well. And now Dane's dad's the general and he took over Violet's mom's position as like the principal or like head general of the school. He's making their life a living hell. I hate him so much. Sorry about the cars. There's like a main street right next to me. And the winds. We're having Santa Ana winds right now and the fires, new fires are breaking out near me. It's really crazy and yeah, but anyway, Dane's dad is a bitch. Oh my gosh, he's the new Dane. Obviously we never liked Dane's dad before, but now that Dane's kind of like turned a new leaf and he's on their side and he's helping, Dane's dad is the new Dane. He's so bad. Well, he like basically disowned Dane. He's like, you're not my son. You're no son of mine because you're a traitor to me. Dane is like on our side now and he's like, yeah, I'll help you like go into his study and steal all of your dad's info back. And then basically they got the wards back up and then our main characters, all of them went back to the wards and like fiddled with it so that the flyers could be there, because I guess there was this whole thing, this is what I was kind of confused about, is that like Navarian and Orisha writers flyers like were really button heads. There was a huge blowout, Violet almost killed some girl, all this stuff happened. So basically they ended up fixing the wards so now that the flyers can do not just lesser magic but like their actual like signets, I guess. So now there's like a purpose for them to be there and it's allowed now, so they get to stay. And up until that point, which I think was like chapter 5, 6 that I was like really confused, because I'm like, I thought everything was chill between them. Like, y'all fought together. Like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But they were like still really all butting heads. But now they have an agreement and everyone's, I think, kind of chill. Also, Xaden is the Duke of Terrandor now. They also gave him his position back on the council. I forgot what it was called. It was like the Sonarium or something like that. The main council that discusses all world Navarian matters. Nobody knows that he's Venin besides like their little clique. And Xaden can sense other Venin, and they try to go talk to Jack Barlow about it, and he's like, he's gonna become addicted and he's not gonna want to save himself. And Violet's like, wait, so is he like gonna come to that point one day and just be like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm on page like 130 now, and I think things are finally starting to pick up. I don't really know what's gonna happen because now Xaden and Violet are like technically broken up. Obviously, this is not like a permanent position for Xaden. He's doing some sort of like signet on signet training, something like that, because they found out that Venin can wield. So now they're like, we need to have a course, a crash course in this. So I think it's gonna be more sparring, and I think it's gonna be really fun. Hope we get another Xaden and Violet sparring moment because those are top tier. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading and I will let you guys know what happens. I was just gonna say how much this is reminding me of Fourth Wing, and how Fourth Wing reminded me of Divergent with the whole initiate trainer relationship, because in Fourth Wing it was kind of like Tristan 4 because he was her trainer and wing leader and she was a cadet. But now that he's the professor, he's doing signet training. And listen to what he says. He goes, welcome to your first session of signet sparring in what I like to call the pit. And now, as I was reading that, my eyes were glossing over it in my brain. I was like, is he gonna say the pit? It's kind of like in Divergent. And if you know Divergent, maybe like not as crazy and as well as me, but if you know Divergent, when he's giving the initiates the like tour of the place, he goes, this is the pit, the center of life here at Dauntless. And I'm like, you're kidding. I know it doesn't mean anything, and like, it's just a place called the pit. But like, to me, I'm like, the pit. So I just finished chapter 18, so I thought I'd do a little bit of update for you guys. When it was Violet's turn to like spar and fight him with her signet, he put up a bunch of shadows so that they could have a little moment in there in the little like wall, I guess. It was very cute. It was very cute. And then the next time they go to spar, he brings Garrick, and then so everyone else goes to spar with him. Instead of them all solo fighting against Garrick, Rhiannon's like, hey guys, we're all a squad here, so why don't we all go in to fight him? And I'm like, girl, you're so smart, brilliant. All of them were able to use their powers together and kind of like turn it on him. But then Violet over here, she's been training, she knows what's up. She's gotten really good at like precise, accurate targets, and she missed obviously because she's like, well, I could kill you, but I chose to miss. And I'm like, ooh, that's right, eat it up, eat it up. And Xaden's like, wow, I love you so much, with their like mind powers. Literally so cute. And then guess who walks in? It's her ex-boyfriend Halden, and they haven't seen or talked to each other since he was caught cheating on her. We just found that out. She was like, yeah, I was like so infatuated and in love with him, and he cheated on me. Which is crazy. You're gonna cheat on a girl like that, like it's kind of rude. And she's like, oh my gosh, I've been avoiding him. And she's like, Xaden with her mind power, she's like, we gotta hide Eric. I never know how to pronounce his name. Is it Arik or Eric? But that's the prince's brother. So the prince had a brother, a twin, which Xaden killed. And she's like, okay, nobody can know about this, especially Halden. Like, he can't know because that was his twin brother. That's kind of what like broke up their relationship, because when he cheated on Violet, he was like, I was just sad and depressed, like my brother had just died. And she's like, that's no excuse. You literally cheated on me with your professor. Like, they couldn't abide by the codex, but we got Xaden and Violet have to. This isn't even a permanent job for him, but whatever, that's besides the point. He's also the prince, so you know, he gets that nepo baby treatment, okay? And so he's like, hey, I'm so sorry, but by the way, it's like, is all that between you and Xaden true? Like, are you guys dating? And she's like, yeah, he's the love of my life, okay? That's my man, except he's my non-boyfriend right now. And he's like, so could I like take you out to dinner? Xaden hears that. He gets his shadows and tosses them up against a wall, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, because that's literally the prince. Like, then he walks up and he's like, I'm not a controlling boyfriend, and I'm gonna let Violet do whatever the hell she wants because it's her life. And then he's all like, she hasn't thought about you since the moment that she looked at me. And I'm like, okay, yes, thank you for putting him in his place. I don't know, Halden's on their side, and he's basically just like, if you play nice with me, then I can get you anything you want, because you know, he's a prince. So, and then Dane managed to get her father's journals from his dad's study, and this was like his research that never got published. And there's a letter in there that's like, this is for you, Violet, I wish we were reading it together, but if we're not and I'm already dead, only trust Mira, and he tells her she needs to go to like Deverelli or something like that and meet with someone so that she can get the weapon that's gonna fight off the venom. That's what they're gonna do. Zayden's like, I'll go with you. And then they had a cute little makeout sesh, and he's like so jealous. He's like, please tell me you're not still in love with him. And obviously his emotions are like super heightened, but he's like, yeah, of course I'm jealous, like duh. And he's like, did you ever love him? And she's like, well, yeah, actually. But obviously she's like, I love you, you were the love of my life, all this kind of stuff. But Zayden keeps saying like, you're gonna be the death of me, you're gonna be the death of me. And I'm like, stop saying that. Is that alluding to something? Stop. It obviously is. My last video when I was talking about songs and books and like what songs remind me of books, this part right here, oh my gosh. I Just Want to Be Yours by Arctic Monkeys. This right here. He goes, yes, love, I'm jealous. Love. He goes, I'm jealous of the armor that holds you when I can't. The sheets on the bed that caress your skin every night. That's literally like, if you like your coffee hot, let me be your coffee pot. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's literally what that reads. He's so whipped. Oh my gosh, on their mission, they're trying to find something, some artifact that Kat was talking about, but they wouldn't let Kat go. Okay, whatever. But the girl Aura just threw a fireball at Grady, who's the guy who's leading the whole mission. I had music playing, sorry, but oh my gosh, she killed him. And she was all yelling at Violet to get ready or whatever. You just burned the captain. You killed him. Now Zayden has to like clean up her mess and like, Venom are gonna come. Bet. I'm about this far into the book. And I don't remember the last time I updated you guys, so I think a lot of stuff has happened, but okay. They regroup, and when they get to Deverelli, there's no magic there whatsoever. Everyone's losing their connections with their dragons. Nobody can talk to each other. She can't even talk to Zayden, but she's the only one that can talk to Taryn and Andarna. Kind of crazy. Anyway, they end up going to Deverelli and they all go to this merchant lady. Everyone there hates dragons, like dragonkind, riders. It's just a very like neutral place. Oh my gosh, I also have to say is that Zayden's having the time of his life because there's no magic here. Everyone's like, who is this man? Because he's acting so like smiley and chipper and he's like joking with people, and he was like asking Dane questions about her and Violet's childhood, and everyone's like, that's unheard of. What? And Zayden's acting all like lovey-dovey with Violet, like in public too. Like normally he does that, but like he's like really pushing it now, and I'm like, that's literally so cute. That's literally so cute. They get into this bookstore. Everyone there starts throwing hands. They're trying to fight them, and it's like, okay, you're obviously gonna lose. Violet starts throwing daggers at people. The lady ends up coming down from the stairs, and she's like, okay, I knew that your dad sent you here. And then she ends up thinking that Zayden is Dane. She's like, wow, you're mighty handsome. Like, you're exactly the way that her dad described you. And everyone's like, that's not Dane Ados. It's so awkward and funny because everyone's like, that's actually Zayden, Fenn's son, you know, the guy that started the rebellion. Like, that's his son. Over here is Dane. And anyway, this lady's all like, I need you to answer these 3 questions, okay? Like, I did not need the artifact. What I actually needed was your brain to solve this. Only you, Violet, can solve this. And I'll give you the rest of the books. And Violet's like, what books? I thought it was just one. But no, her dad wrote her like a bunch of books and only trusts Violet with it. So she ends up grilling her about the first book. All of a sudden starts asking her about Halden and is like, why did your relationship end? And everyone's like, this is getting kind of weird because nobody knows why they broke up. And so she's just airing out her dirty laundry in front of everybody and is like, okay, he cheated on me. Everyone's shocked. Even though I think that lady just wanted the tea, it was an actual question that her dad wanted her to answer, basically being like, if Violet knew her own self-worth and that she didn't need to be tied to someone who doesn't love her back the same way that she loves him, because nobody really liked Halden. Her dad was always like, you're gonna end up with Dane. That's why she thought that her man's she was hanging out with was Dane, because she never met Dane before. Anyway, she gets all the books and then they go back and it's basically like, for some reason, I don't know why Girly didn't pick this up, but like I picked it up and I'm pretty sure everybody else could. But since Zayden doesn't have powers here, he's not tempted by wanting to pull from the ground. So they were able to finally get together. After like 6 weeks, these two finally got back together. It was great, except that everybody was at the door right outside of their room and they were like, hey guys. So the king took Halden. We gotta get him back. So they had to cut that short. Very sad, but I think they'll get back to it, you know? Which is also very funny because that means everybody was just listening in on them doing it in their room. Very crazy. But where we're at right now is that they're going to the king's palace, and Zayden is the only one that can talk to the king because aristocrats only, you know, talk to other aristocrats. But guess what? In order to get Violet to go with him, he calls Violet his consort, which is just calling her his wife. She's like, we're gonna talk about this later. So they're gonna get married someday. soon. They're gonna have a happy ending after this. Xaden's gonna be cured. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay, they're gonna get married and they're gonna live a happy life. The end. Do you know what I mean? Fingers crossed. I think they're genuinely one of my favorite couples, or maybe just Xaden's just top book boyfriend. I don't even know, but their banter, every time I see them on the page, I'm just like, I get so excited because I just love seeing them interact, and their cutesiness is just so good. And seeing Xaden just like so happy and like carefree and like at peace, you just know after they leave Deverelly, shit's gonna hit the fan and it's just not gonna be a fun time. And this is probably the happiness right here before we get to some bad stuff, and I don't think I'm ready for that. What is going on? Halden just got stabbed. These panthers show up. These panthers are gonna eat dinner with them. They're Cortland's, and he's like, they're very hungry, whatever, this is their fancy special meal. They like pull off the top of the lid of the meal that this panther's about to devour, and it's literally the head of Halden's captain, but like also his mistress. It's her head on a plate. What? That's not what I was expecting. Halden sent his right-hand woman, his captain, Anna Wintower. That's her name, basically. It's not Anna Wintower, it's Anna with something, but I'm like, slay, she's in here. She was snooping around the castle trying to find all the artifacts that belong to Navarre, and so he sent her there, and then they killed her because she was snooping. And that's also why they wouldn't make the deal with him, because he sent a thief in to steal everything. So that's why they were so pissed. Now it makes sense. The king was like, you know what, I really don't care about this anymore. Takaris, you're the only one that can live, everyone else die, kill them all. So Xaden, Halden, and Violet are trying to fight off all these guards. Everyone's getting beat up, everyone's getting slapped around. They're trying not to kill anyone because they're like, we still need this deal, so let's not like kill anybody to make everything worse. So Violet gets beat up, Xaden sees, and he kind of loses it, and he grabs Violet's little conduit. He reaches and he channels venom power, venom magic, whatever, and he kills like a dozen guys in the room. Xaden, why'd you have to do that? He's got the venom eyes. Halden's like knocked on the floor, so he didn't say anything, but Cortland saw the whole thing, and he's like, how is that possible? Because there's literally no magic here. So she brings Andarna in, who's carrying one of the white panthers, and she's talking to Cortland. She's like, we're gonna keep the same deal that Xaden talked about, or my dragon over here is gonna kill your panther. So he's like, okay, fine, let's sit down and talk. So she sends Xaden out. She's like, I'll talk to you in a week. I'll meet you back at Basgaeth. See you then. Bye. They strike the deal, and she ends up giving Cortland Andarna's dragon shell, and then they also say Xaden's gonna be pardoned for literally everything he just did right now. This whole evening, he's pardoned for that. And then Cortland's like, we don't want to see Halden's face again. And so we're like, done deal. Okay, sure, we're heading out of here. I just continued reading, and now he has amber eyes, not onyx eyes. And what's amber? Amber's closer to red. This is terrible for us. Things are not looking good for my man. Thoughts and prayers, please. I think what the plan is now is that they're gonna just disregard what the scenarium said, and they're just gonna go island hopping instead of going to an island and then going back to report their findings. Okay, so I just got out of my class, and now it's my little hour-and-a-half break time, so I'm reading and eating some snacks. But the group went to this new island. Obviously dragons, magic don't exist there. They don't really exist on any of the islands. But while everyone was sleeping, they got ambushed at their campsite. But anyway, in order for them to talk to the queen, they have to have some sort of battle. Xaden's gonna fight some dude, and if he wins, I guess he'll be able to talk to the queen. No clue. But Violet notices that every single person there has silver hair. What's that about? I don't know if every single person has like a full head of silver hair or if it's just the tips. I think it's maybe a mix. She says right here, the brunette's silver-tipped braid swings against her back as she scoops up a younger child and is ushered inside. So, is she like part whatever they are on this island? So, did her dad go there? And if her dad had the answers, why didn't he just write it in one of the like 20,000 novels that he wrote her? Just A, B, C, D. You know what? He just gave her a list of everything that she needed. Okay, so Xaden's mom's alive and happy, healthy, and she's living on an island with children. He has half-siblings. You're kidding. And she just left him there. That's insane. Turns out she's like the wife of one of the government officials. They like lock eyes. Garrick's like, oh my gosh. Xaden's flipping out. She's like trying to get Violet to convince him to go eat dinner with them and like chit chat. And she's like, oh my gosh, I want to see him so bad and I want to talk to him, whatever. And Violet's like, yeah, totally. Well, he's really tired and maybe he doesn't want to see you right now, but like, I don't know. And Xaden's like, the last time I talked to her was when she gave me cake for like my 10th birthday and she dipped. And then I never saw her again. So it's been like 13 years. That's so depressing for him. I know about the contract and she needed to be there and to like raise him for a certain amount of time, whatever. But like, did the contract say that she could stay if she wanted to? Didn't she love him enough to care about him, to like want to stay for him? Or like, I know she couldn't bring him back home with her. That's insane. Poor Xaden. Oh my gosh. Xaden wants to marry Violet. We already knew this, but like, it's literally so cute because they're at this like meeting or whatever, the dinner that he's having with his mom. Everyone's sitting there eating dinner, but it's also their test that they have to take because other like officials are there and stuff like that. So they're asking them while they're eating and whatever. They're like, there's so many like royal people at this table. Like, you're a duke, and then we have Kat, and then we have Arik. And so they're like, it's kind of stupid for you guys not to like marry one another. And you know, and Zayn's sitting there pissed. He's like, you guys don't need to know about my love life. Like, mom, like, you know, he hates her. And he's just sitting at this table like fuming. And then they start like throwing on this idea. They're like, come on, we'll draft up the papers, 3-4 years, it's fine. And he's like, you know what, actually draft them up right now, make it for forever actually, and make sure the name you put on there is Violet Sorrengail, 2 R's in Sorrengail. He already brought up marriage once, and this is like him basically proposing again, sort of, maybe not, but like bringing up the idea of marriage in front of everybody. Mira's just giggling in the corner like, it's literally so cute. I had class 5 minutes after I read that. I was like, oh, I need to stop reading. So that was the very last thing that I read, and I'm like, it's been on my mind for what, the 2.5 hours I've been in class. I can't wait to see what happens. Like, I doubt they're gonna get married in the morning, and that was just kind of him like throwing it back in their faces. So much has happened. So they found the ear dragons on this island that I presume was probably invisible, because when they were trying to like secure an alliance with one of the other islands, Traeger got shot with an arrow, and so him and his griffin died. So they had to go to a nearby island to burn their bodies because they didn't want to do it on the island that they died on, which is like crazy, to a nearby island to burn their bodies. And on this island, they were there and they were like, oh, okay, there's magic here. Like, all of them could feel there was like a hum or like buzzing of magic. But when they were there, they were like, we don't know where we're at. We can't find it on the map. We don't know where we are, but we're gonna scour and we're gonna like look around and then we're gonna go somewhere else. But I was like, well, if they can't find it on the map and it's kind of camouflaged, then that's probably where the Irids are at. And I was right. It was true. They were there, but they were all bitches. They were so mean to Andarna. They were like, you're not one of us. You don't even have the right tail. The whole point of Andarna being there was like a test to see if humans were good. They wanted to see what would happen is when she was born and she would like come back to them and tell them, hey, humans have changed. They want peace. Like, they're living life without war and destruction, which is like literally the complete opposite of what happened, because they came there and they're like, hey, we need you guys to help us fight in a war. But they were so mean to her. They were like, oh my gosh, you paired or bonded with a human? Like, ew, why on earth would you ever do that? We're peaceful creatures. So basically they said no. They don't want to help them. They ended up finding out that Xaden's venom. They were like, he's an abomination. Everyone's like, what's going on? 2 of the dragons were listening to them and kind of like figuring out the situation, but 2 of the other ones left. They're like, bye, we're out of here, whatever, I don't care, this is not our issue. And Darna, you're a disgrace to our dragon kind. You're not welcome here. They literally kicked her out. All she wanted to do was just be helpful. She wanted to find a cure for Xaden and be with her family. And they literally kicked her to the curb. Her real family is Violet, Xaden, Tarn, Sigale. Like, girl, that's your family. You don't need these bitches on the side. They're mean to you. She took Rydick into the forest and he was like, tell me what's wrong. Like, what's happening with Xaden? Like, I saw his eyes. He turned a little bit. Like, when he was there talking to the dragons. What happened? So she told him everything and he's like, we need to kill him. We need to get him out of here. You've been keeping the secret. No more keeping secrets, whatever. So basically they agreed on was Rydick said, you need to tell everybody when we get back. He's like, I'll keep the secret for you, but as long as you tell me what's the line. Like, when would you be okay killing him? Violet said that the line would be as if he ever hurt her, friends, anyone. They have to go back to Basgiath and basically be like, hey guys, the Irids don't want us. And Darna's heartbroken. That was just so sad. Like, and Darna did not deserve that. No, she didn't. They're like, you're just a weapon of destruction. Violet used you, whatever. But it's like, are you guys understanding that they would all die? You guys left her there. Did the Irids not know that like she's a product of the environment she's in? I know that that's the whole point of why they left her there, but she's the only one. She's useful here and she doesn't know the history of the Irids, why they left her there, or literally anything. So of course the first thing she's gonna do is be like, let me be of use and helpful to the people here. So like, who messed up? Anyway, they went back to Basgiath. They've been gone for 3 weeks, so they're trying to catch up on everything. Xaden's kind of MIA. Violet's telling everybody, Jasenia, Sawyer, Ree, like, she's telling everybody that Xaden's venom. It's Xaden's birthday and she gave him an onyx wristlet that has a piece of metal on it that's from Ryerson House. And it's like when they were eating cake on the roof, it's a piece of the roof. The day before that, he gifted her like this Devarelli robe that she was looking at as they were like walking through town. She didn't even mention it. He just saw her looking at it and he bought it for her. when he remembers the little things. Okay, so now Zayden's not the only shadow wielder. Lynx, which I'm assuming is some dude in their squad, he just manifested shadows out of nowhere. Zayden gets him to stop wielding and is like trying to calm him down, to like tell him how to use his power a little bit, and then he's like, okay, y'all need to get him out of here. And he's like, you know, I'm like a lost cause. Magic is balancing itself out. I'm not the only shadow wielder anymore. And now he like kind of just gives up. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna end up going to the other side, so like it's fine. Okay guys, I'm gonna finish this book today. Are we ready? I have this little sliver left and then I'm done. I'm really sad because I don't want to finish it, so I'll savor this little bit, but I'm really curious to see how it ends. I know it's gonna be something heartbreaking, sad, scary, plot twist, but let's just get into it. Let me tell you guys what happened. I have read a little bit more, so let's get into it. I'm on chapter 55. I don't remember the last thing I told you guys. I think it might have been the fight in the hallway. Sawyer is able to mount and ride his dragon, so yeah, good for Sawyer. We got him back as part of the squad. The group goes to Orisha because second years and third years have to go to an outpost. They get there. Ooh, wait, I forgot about this. They get to Ryerson House and they're all like, hey guys, formation and everything's in the morning, so let's just hang out and chill. Bree's gonna go see her family. Marin's gonna go see her brothers. Everyone's like, let's all just hang out. Violet makes it back to her room, which is her and Zayden's room, you know, the room that they share. So cutesy. She's in there, she's getting ready to go meet everyone downstairs. She hears a little knock at the door. Guess who it is? It's Zayden. He was in Llewellyn or something like that, but he came back. And yeah, they have a really good time in that room. Yes. It's basically like their throne scene, and Zayden does not lose control this time. She's like trying to like talk him through it, being like, hey, you can lose control, we're fine here. Zayden has this little number in his head for how many days he can go without channeling to where he feels like safe or like in control, stable, I guess. And they're on day 73. He needs to wait until day 76. But they decide to throw that out the window. They're like, you know what, it's gonna be okay. Violet's like, you're in control, like we're here, we're in a safe spot. It ends up being great. Yeah, they might have like busted a desk and like lightning and everything went off, but you know how it goes, right? But then in the middle of the night, Violet's having a nightmare, which is kind of like a reoccurring nightmare. The same one that she's been having is like there's a sage in front of her and he's like lifting her off the ground and she's looking towards the floor as if she wants to channel from the earth, but she decides not to. Anyway, she wakes up from this dream, this nightmare. She's like looking around, she's like, okay, I'm safe, I'm safe. She looks to her side and Zayden is having a freak out because he's having a nightmare, and then she ends up waking him up and is like, hey, everything's fine, it's chill. And then they end up just like talking this time, which is literally all we asked for in the second book, was communication. And so they talk about it, they lie awake, and he's like, what was your nightmare about? She explains the dream and he's like, oh shit, that was my dream. She's like, yeah, when I was in the dream, like it was kind of weird. Now I'm thinking back at it, like my hands didn't look like my hands, and I actually had your tattoo on my arm, your relic tattoo. And he's like, that's because it was my hand. That's because it was my arm. You were in my dream. Crazy. So they end up talking and he's like, that must be your second signet. She ends up telling him about another dream that she had, another nightmare where she's trying to get like this photograph in a fire. Cat is behind her, is trying to like drag her out of the room, but she's like, I need to get this photograph. And when she looks at it in the dream, it's of this family she doesn't know. So when she tells him that, she's like, oh my gosh, now that I think about it, I think I was Marin in that dream. He's like, this is your second signet. I think you're an Antisnik just like me, but you're a dream walker. So like, what? He's like, I can only read people's intentions when they're not blocking me out and if they're awake. So she's like, oh my gosh, I can meddle in people's dreams and I could go in when they're in their most vulnerable state, which is being unconscious. So that's crazy. I think that's really cool. It's not at all the signet I thought, or like what anyone thought she was gonna have. Everyone thought she can talk to the dead, she can time travel, stuff like that, which I think this signet is pretty cool. I just don't know how it's going to work or be helpful, I guess. There's obviously going to be an instance where this signet will come in handy and it will be helpful, but I can't think of one scenario right now because in someone's dreams, it's not, unless there's someone who can see the future or something like that in their dreams, or just see the future, then maybe it'd be useful. But in someone's dreams, it's kind of like manic and like weird scenarios put together, like a nightmare of their fears. Okay, that could be something, but it's nothing factual, I guess. I don't know. I think we'll definitely see how her second signet turns into something good or does help them. But anyway, they end up going to Marin's door in the middle of the night and she's like, hey, do you have a photograph to like see if the nightmare that she had that one time was Marin's and not hers? And she's like, yeah, here's the photograph right here, and it's the same exact family she saw in the dream. And Marin goes, yeah, losing this photograph used to be like my worst nightmare. And they're like, Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So you can go into people's dreams. That's crazy. Taryn starts speaking up and he's like, there are wyvern 10 minutes out, everyone freak, like come on, we have to go and fight them. So everyone runs outside. Violet can't even put on her armor yet. I'm like, girl, why would you not put on your armor? Like, you're fragile. Why would you not put your armor on? Anyway, there's no time for the armor. So they're all splitting up to go to their separate posts. Arik comes out of nowhere and he's like, Violet, you need to defend Dune's temple. Like, it's really important. She's like, plans are already set in stone. Leave, go do your job. And he's like, wait. She just shoos Arik away. And so her and Ree go and they're like trying to like fight in the clouds, and there's a venom. Taryn ends up getting a wyvern wing stuck in his leg or something like that. So they have to go to the floor. Ree tries to help pull it out. Whatever. And then our baddie over here, Therofina, I think that's her name. I can never say her name. She's got a weird name. Therophany? Thero. I don't know. It's Theo and Stephanie put together. So Theophany. I don't know how to say her name. Anyway, the lightning wielder bad venom bitch comes over, okay? She comes over here and she's like, hey Violet, with all of her little lightning powers. And we're like, oh gosh. I'm like, here we go. Here's the big fight. Like, we only have a little bit of the book left. This is the big battle that's coming out and everyone's gonna die. And whatever. They both start getting ready to fight. You got Violet on the floor trying to protect Dune's temple, because when she lands on the floor with Taryn, Andarna pops up out of nowhere and she's like, Arik told you to defend it, so I'm over here with the rest of the infantry and I'm defending it. And so she's like, oh my gosh. So they didn't get off the floor in time. So she's with Andarna trying to protect the temple. Andarna starts like shooting her fire at Therophany, whatever her name is, but it doesn't work. It doesn't burn her. So now I'm like, was that just like a one-time thing? Does it not work on a Maven? We don't know. And as they're about to start fighting, she sees something fly above Violet's head and she's like, oh, and then she kind of flips, and then her and all of her like venom goons that were like walking up behind her all leave. And I'm like, okay, fight's over. She leaves and then a bunch of wyvern like fall from the sky. They're all dead. And I'm like, okay, slay, but like, what's going on? When Violet turns around, one of the Irid dragons is flying right up above her head, and it's the one that was kind of hearing Andarna out but like still ended up shunning her, but he was like kind of interested in what she had to say. He comes out and he basically powered the wards for them. So now Orisha is a full-on protected place with a full capacity ward stone, which I'm like, yes, thank you. He's like, I thought I'd fly out here and save you guys since you guys needed a ward stone, and clearly this helped. You guys really needed it. He's like, but I'm not gonna do anything else for you guys. So like, thank you. But what he does with Andarna, no, I don't like him for that. Andarna's been so sad this whole time, and this is like the one time she's like tried to help, even though she's like super depressed right now. So now when he shows up, she's like, hey. He ends up giving Andarna some props though, and he's like, actually, you're very loyal and your motives are honorable. And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you, I tried my best, thank you. So she's really happy in this little moment. But then he's all like, you know what, I feel kind of bad because you did get left behind, and it's not your fault for your shortcomings and why you are the way that you are. So why don't you come back to Iridland, the island that we're at, and learn our ways. They're gonna hate you for a little bit, but it's fine because you're part of my den. Like, they're gonna get used to it. It's gonna take a couple years, but they're probably gonna get used to it. And Andarna and Violet are like, a couple years? We can't be separated. And he's like, you're gonna have to break your bond with Violet. She's already bonded to Taryn. She's not gonna die. You were the one that chose to bond with her after she already bonded with Taryn. So you can just break that bond. We're the only types of dragons that can do it. Just break the bond. I'm like flipping out at this point. I'm like, Andarna girl, you're literally gonna leave her? You two are besties. You're like, I love Andarna. She's so cute. She's like a little mini dragon. She's, oh my gosh, she's so cute. I love Andarna. And so Andarna ends up looking at Violet being like, hey, what should I do? And Violet's like, you know what? I really want you to be happy. I want you to be complete. You found your family, even though we're your OG family, whatever. She's like, I want you to be happy and complete and learn the ways. And then Andarna tries to respond to her and she's like, I don't know how to. And then their bond is severed just like that. Gone. And then she ends up leaving. Like, you're kidding. And Violet's standing there just gobsmacked. Me too, girl. Me too. She just left. She left her just like that. I know she needed to do this to feel whole and happy and whatever, but like, Andarna, you were a girl. So sad. And then Violet ends up just sitting in her room for like 4 days, just completely emotionally drained. It's like a breakup, but like 1,000 times worse, because like, they were bonded. They had like a link. So now that she doesn't have that bond, it's like, she lost a part of herself. It's really crazy. So for these 4 days, she's just like completely depressed, will not leave her bed, terrible mental state, okay? Mira comes in on the 4th day, they like sit and talk, Xaden comes in, Brennan comes in, and then Mira and Brennan just start arguing. They be fighting the entire time. And then we find out the whole reason for Violet's hair. Mira ends up talking about her mom's journals and how she went to go see her grandma, and Brennan's not chill with that. They're putting all the pieces together through this fight, and it turns out Violet's dad tried to dedicate her to Dune, which is like one of the gods, which I think is like the god of death. I don't really know exactly what it is, but they say that it's when like a parent brings their infant to a deity and they try to like, not like sacrifice themselves, but like offer themselves to the god so that they can like watch over them. I don't know. I don't really get it, but it says right here, Dad thought you were perfect, and he said that parents used to dedicate their infants to a particular deity service when they thought the touch of a god would help that child, help them with like their journey in life. I don't know exactly what, but, and after Brennan says that, they're all kind of like freaking out because they're like, dedications don't happen. And then Mira responds by saying that the priestess that she talked to said that the heart that beat for you or within you would be the wrong thing for the right reason. Reach for unspeakable power and turn dark. So basically it's alluding to that in Violet's life, she'll turn Venom, but Xaden pops out of nowhere and he's like, no, 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 that's not referring to Violet, it's referring to me. Because, hey guys, guess what? I'm Venom. Brennan already knew, but Mira didn't, so she like flips out, obviously, okay, rightfully so. And Xaden tells them it makes sense because like her heart is tied to mine, and I'm the one that reached for the power. That's how we were able to defeat them in Basgiath. It was me. She's gonna end up doing the wrong thing for the right person, the person that she loves, which is being Xaden. So this like oracle reading that they had makes sense because that did end up happening, but they didn't say how to fix it or anything about that. I don't know. And Violet knows that all of this is true because since the tips of her hair are silver and she went to Unbrish, they told her that she never finished the dedication process. So I guess when you do complete it, your hair turns silver, fully silver. So that ends up clarifying everything and being like, that did actually happen. But this also raises the question of why did her dad not finish the process? And what was something that was so detrimental to her life that he needed to start it to begin with? So many questions that we can't ask him because he's dead. So yeah, obviously Mira ends up flipping out because she finds out that Xaden's Venom, and she's like, we have to kill him now, like he's gonna hurt you, Violet, he's gonna kill you. And then Violet's like, don't worry, he's not gonna kill me, he's been like this since December. And then that ends up making everything worse, and then she just ends up walking out the door and she's like, you know what, you can live with this, bye. So I don't know, that was a lot that happened, but also I'm like, what's gonna happen here? But yeah, I think that was everything. I think I covered everything. I don't need to be this in depth, but I feel like it's hard for me to explain what's happening if I don't tell you guys like what happened or what led us here. Okay, so Violet's in another one of Xaden's reoccurring dreams, but this time she's standing next to him. Before it was kind of like first person, like Violet was Xaden in the dream, but she realized it was his dream, so now she like stepped out of the POV. I don't know, she like stepped out of it and now she's in the dream with him. But I find it kind of weird because Darna gave her the second signet of dream walking, so I'm like, if their bond is broken, how is she still able to do this? For some reason I feel like this dream or nightmare that Xaden's having is going to be the future. The sage, I feel like either he wasn't dead or is like giving him these nightmares and this is going to happen. Also, Violet being able to dreamwalk or like step into Xaden's dreams, it's kind of giving like Divergent, Dauntless simulation type of vibes, you know what I mean? Like they're in Sims and it's like their worst fear coming to life. That's the vibe this is giving a little bit, because she's like, this isn't real, you're dreaming right now, like you're in a sim, this isn't real, like wake up, right? Right, but obviously this isn't good. My braid, nobody look at my braids, okay? I have layers in my hair, so obviously there's gonna be pieces sticking out. I just can't fix it. It is what it is, but don't make fun of my hair, okay? So they caught Mira and they're in Dreyfus, which is the place that Xaden has his dream quite literally every time. So they were trying to figure out who to save, because they can't save literally everybody. They can't save all the innocent people there. They're trying to back up all the writers. They can't do that. So they're like, we need to kill Therophany. Whatever. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I need to look this up. Maybe I'm just dumb. You know what? Google Translate.
Theophany. Theophany.
Okay. Theophany. That bitch. She caught Mira, and now she just killed her. They were about to do the little like swap and she just is that the death? Because I'm upset, but I'm not like crying over it. She needs to beat this bitch up like ASAP. Never mind. Sloane saved her. Sloane came here out of literally nowhere. She said that Auric had to give her some missive whatever to give to Violet, which is true because Auric like went with his dragon off course. They're like, why is he going somewhere else? Anyway, she was there and Dane followed her because he's like, she's part of my squad, I can't leave her. I think there's a little something going on with those two because the energy's there. I feel something. But anyway, Mira's on the floor dying. Okay, she got that on her throat. Brennan's trying to save her, but he's not strong enough. He's like draining. He's gonna burn out. Sloane's there. Dane's right there. He's like, eyes on me. Look at me. That's the quote everybody's talking about. And I'm like, you know what? Dane, that had a little something in it, you know? He goes, eyes on me. Okay, Mira's alive. Yeah, she lives to see another day. Thank you, Sloane. Thanks, girl. I'm so confused. Oh my gosh. Theophany is not an answer to Violet's power, her signet. She's not a lightning wielder. She's an answer to her mom's power, which is can control storms. And when I say like answer to power, that's what they're saying. But like that means there's a balance. So like the Venons have their own version of what the writers are. That's why she thought there was a lightning wielder because she's a lightning wielder. But then no, it's actually her mom's storm power. But Theophany's more powerful than her mom ever was. Like she's controlling tornadoes and just like the elements of storms. Like because it's within the storm that she can control. That's why she was able to fly through in Orisha. And I'm assuming the lightning because it's part of the storm. Like rain, lightning, thunder. It's part of it. But also now I'm flipping out because she sent Taryn out of there to go take Mira's dragon's body to safety. He's unconscious, so Taryn's out of here, so she can't wield her power because he's out of range. The only one that's there with her is Bodhi, and he can only control wind. And it's not looking too hot because she can control storms. So she's basically just fighting her mom because it's the same exact power. This is crazy. No, we're switching POVs now. We've never got Rhiannon before. No. Theophany is trying to get Violet to wield. Bodhi's gone. He's long gone. His dragon picked up and was like, we gotta get out of here because you're no match for her. So now it's just both of them together in this field. And she's trying to get her to be in like multiple places at once because she knows she wants to save everybody. And she's like, just take it from the ground. Wield it from the ground. And now we're at Rhiannon's perspective. What's happening? Should I put my lights on? Guys, it's time to lock in. I'm scared. Since everyone's separated in battle, Rhiannon was just fighting with the squad. We get back to Violet's POV and she's trying to run from Theophany, but then Sigale came and then like picked her up and then dropped her on Taryn. So now her and Taryn are fighting kind of like at the front lines, low-key, but they're trying to find Theophany again because that's our objective, is to go and find her and take her down. But now we're in Imogen's POV. We're just going from person to person because everyone's just scattered everywhere. I don't know what's up with Xaden. Like I don't know where he is. Everyone's just fighting for their lives right now. Damn, okay, that was sad. We're in Imogen's perspective and she tries to go up to a tower and she sees Quinn up there. She tries to save Quinn. They're fighting Venom. Quinn dies. That's her bestie from the parapet, literally, since the minute they walked in there. That's so depressing. This line was literally the saddest part. Imogen recalls back to the memory of the very first time they met, and she goes, hi, I'm Quinn Hollis. I've decided we should become friends. And we do realize we're about to cross the walkway of death. And then Quinn goes, well, then it might be a short friendship, but we'll make it a good one. And then the very last thing Quinn says to her before she dies is, we made it a good one. I didn't really know much about their relationship, their connection as friends. I know we did see them more in Iron Flame, but I low-key kind of forgot their relationship. I just knew they were besties, you know? But that's still sad. Before that, we also see her second signet. She's like saving her and Dane. I think it's fire wielding. That's like what I've grasped from it. You can't really do much with memory wiping on the battlefield, but like fire wielding, yes you can. It just really sucks that she has to keep that hidden. But now Dane saw it, so he's like, we're gonna talk about that later. Right. Okay, now we're back in Violet's POV. I changed some of the settings so maybe it's not as pink anymore, but I am going to keep these lights on because I like the reading experience with them on. Taryn and Violet were trying to fight and catch Theophany. Obviously didn't work out, and then a net got thrown over them. A net, okay, and that took them down. Taryn's trying to get out of the net. Violet got out of it. Theophany's right in front of her and she's like, girl, I got you and Sigale and Xaden. She's like, it was so easy to take both the pairs out with a net. And Violet's conduit broke, so now she can't have exact lightning strikes. She's on the brink of burnout and she's just trying to strike wherever she can to hit her. It's not working out. It's not looking good. So now she's like, let me distract her. So she starts asking her about the Temple of Doom, because when they were at Orisha, she noticed that she had this marking or something on her forehead, and it's the marking that the priestesses have. I don't know. So in her past life before she turned Venom, she was a godly woman. She goes, why would I want to serve a god when I could be one? So Girly's really selfish is what I'm guessing. Violet looks inside of her bag and she finds Aric's message that he gave to Sloane to give to Violet, and in it came with like a ceremonial dagger, which is from the high priestess of Dune's temple in Orisha. I don't know, but also Aric wrote on it, for when you lose yours, strike in the dark, Violet. So he knew that she was gonna lose her daggers and need to use this one. I really don't know. I don't know. Hold on, wait. What if Aric's signet did manifest and he can see into the future? Because how else did he know that A, she needed a dagger, and B, she needed to take a shot in the shadows, in the dark? How did he know that? He can see the future. That's what it is. That's what it is. Oh my gosh. Xaden pops up out of nowhere. Okay, there's shadows literally everywhere. It's described as shadows spread like a ripple on a lake, devouring the field in the fury of an onyx storm. No! Oh my gosh, she goes, the pain hits like a physical blow to the center of my chest. He's terrifyingly powerful with Sigale, but not like this. This is the kind of force that ends worlds, and it's almost here. Xaden needs to get it together. Oh my gosh. Thank you for saving us, but what are you doing? Okay, Aric can see into the future. What? He's Alice Cullen. Except it's real and not just by the choices. Like, no, he can see into the future. He's a precog, a real one, not like Melgren who can only foresee battles. If Aric willed true precognition, he saw this and he gave me a weapon made out of fractured temple, a temple theophany, can't step inside. I don't believe in oracles, but I do believe in signets. Okay, Aric coming in and saving the day. He didn't even have to be on the battlefield and he saved the day. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So his signet just manifested this whole time and he did not say a single thing. Oh my gosh. And Darna's back. In the middle of this fight too. Is she gonna burn out? She needs to stop. Like, what is going on? What? So she unleashes the lightning that she's been powering up, preheating if you will, for maybe like, I don't know, 3 minutes. Hits her with the dagger and then she just blacks out. Oh, not Xaden POV, no! Nothing good can come from this. I love reading about Xaden's chapters, Xaden's POVs, but nothing good can come from it. Oh my gosh, every time we get it, something bad always happens. Dude, I'm flipping out. It was one, oh no. Oh my gosh, no. No. Absolutely not. You're kidding. No! No. I knew he didn't die. So the sage that was in his dreams is the same sage that he killed at Basgiath. And he's the guy Berwyn now, okay? And that's his sage. This is terrible. I don't even know what's happening right now. I don't know what this is before, after he met up with Violet and like saved her. I have no clue. But Sigale's hurt. He can't really channel from her because she's depleted, she's tired, okay? She's hurt. And so Panchek is there and he's calling Panchek a traitor. He goes, the bond between Berwyn and me is the kind that should never exist. And now that my sage has another sibling he can use against me, I'm screwed. He goes, watch carefully, my initiate. Stop. No. How can he do this? Choose this after watching me stumble and fall over the past 5 months. How could he willingly walk the path I fought like hell to leave? He's the last person I ever would have expected to turn, and yet here we are. I can't let Sigale die. Okay, so Panchek was on his side the whole time. Oh, he's the one that was feeding them all of the information. Dude. Now he's coming for Sigale. Xaden's like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Sigale's telling him no, and he's like, I don't care. I've already lost it. I'm turning into exactly what I never wanted to become. The thing I despise. I am no longer on the ice. I am the ice. His shadows were everywhere, like fighting everybody's battles. For Sigale, one helping Dane with his wyvern, everyone else helping Violet. Like, okay, he's gonna be like the most deadly venom that there is. If this is what he's doing now. No. Oh my gosh, this is happening the same time as we're in Violet's POV and she sees the shadows and he's there, because we hear from his POV, I love you, that Violet says. Violet's voice cracks the cold and a silken thread of warmth wedges itself into the opening before it seals shut, locking it in place. No way, I grab for the thread with desperate hands, clawing to keep her as more of my pieces are blown away. Lost in the void, she is warmth and light and air and love. This is bad. Are they trying to like make up a plan to kill him? Oh my gosh, the red veins branching from your eyes look like her lightning. No, so he looks all freaky now. He's like mixed between both sides now because Sigale tells him they have completed the wards, but they extend no farther than Dreyfus, and he's like, that's good, bad, I don't know. I mean, I guess this can be good, but also does it mean that he can't help it? Like he doesn't know what side he's for? So now it's up to Violet if he lives or dies. She's not gonna do it. There's no way she'll do that. I'm sorry. She said she would, she won't. That's her man. She's not gonna do that. It always comes down to Xaden. They're like, yay, celebration, we beat them, we won, guys, ah, yeah. Who always gets the short end of the stick every single time? Xaden. This is the last page. I'm freaking out. This is it, guys. She's like, what's happening? Something feels wrong. No. And so far the tally is at 6 missing eggs from the hatchling grounds. Missing eggs? What the heck? I reach for Taryn, but the bond feels foggy, like he's asleep. He needs a cycle of rest to recover. Got it. Okay. Recover from what? He was fine when I saw him, which was about 5 minutes ago, in the woods at the edge of the field where I killed Theophany. Yes, you did, girl. Good job. Good job. Did Xaden like take her body and like put it on the steps of Ryerson House? Like, what's going on? Oh my gosh. No. Someone goes, just because she's your sister doesn't mean she's not the fastest way. Brennan goes, dismissed. Okay, so everybody knows that Xaden's been in it. Damn, that's terrible. Oh my gosh, wait, hold on. They go, your finger, a beautiful gold ring with an emerald the size of my thumbnail sits on my hands. What? And at the very beginning of this chapter, the little like part at the top, it goes, while cadets are strongly encouraged not to form romantic attachments while studying in the quadrant, lieutenants are permitted to marry whomever they choose upon graduation. Did they get married? Oh my gosh, did they get married? Did they get married? He gave her the emeralds on the blade of Orisha. Wow. But he's gone. It's an official blessing of your legal binding marriage. The letter in her pocket is a marriage license, a marriage certificate. That means they got married and she doesn't even remember it. Oh my gosh. Don't look for me, it's yours now. Oh my gosh, wait, he left her Tyrandor. That's what it is. Wait, where's Bodhi? Did Imogen steal her memories? Because she can't remember any of that. What did you do? My head snaps towards, Imogen did. Oh my gosh. What you asked me to do. Girl, she doesn't remember it. Oh my goodness. That's it? You're kidding. So we don't even know what happened afterwards. Okay, finish the book. I'm just sitting here in shock right now. I don't know what to think. I mean, I always hoped that they would be married. Just not like this. We don't even know what happened. And where's Bodhi? Because he's next in line, but if they're both gone, does that mean it's all hers right now? Would she be next in line? The Duchess of Tyrandor, is that what she would be now? Dude, what? And what was so bad that she didn't want to remember anything that happened in those 12 hours? Unless she's trying to keep Xaden's location a mystery, she's trying to keep him safe. So that's why she's like, I don't want to know. Imogen, wipe my memories. I don't want to know. But like, wouldn't you want to remember getting married to him? That was something. That was something. And it makes me very sad to know that Rebecca Yarros does not even have a release date out for the next one. She hasn't even started writing it yet. So we're just going to be sitting here with these thoughts for a good while. Damn, I'm glad she killed Theophany. Bye, girl. He's gone. We have absolutely no clue where he went. He took some riders with him. I don't think he took the dragon eggs, the hatchling eggs. Oh, I'm so sad that it's over. I was trying to really savor this book and just really enjoy it, and I did. I did really enjoy it. You can come in. My mom walked in. We're talking about the Grammys right now. Grammys are happening right now. I'm recording it just so I can finish this because I have school tomorrow, so I can't finish it and record. Anyway, she heard news that Post Malone didn't get Best Country Album of the Year. She's quite sad. Even though we love Post Malone, we don't really like country, but we're rooting for him, you know?
This was his most authentic self, I feel.
What? She thinks it's fixed. Which actually the Grammys probably are fixed in all honesty.
So fixed.
But you know what wasn't fixed?
What?
Harry's Grammy Album of the Year.
No, of course
that
not.
That wasn't fixed because that was actually a masterpiece. So.
Was the book good?
Yeah, it was good.
Mary.
She just has the certificate in her pocket and she's got the ring. She has a ring.
Who's gonna play Xaden?
I don't know.
Congratulations, Xaden and Violet.
No.
No, congratulations.
They did get married, but he turned full venom now. And he like,
isn't she gonna like?
She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it.
Turn him around. And...
She knows absolutely nothing about this book, but she wants me to fill her in all the tea, and she's like keeping up with the whole who's gonna play Xaden in the show, even though she knows absolutely nothing about any of this. But continue.
I know he's not supposed to be white. I know he's really muscular and really tall and brooding and like sexy as hell. Like I know all of that. But wait, I thought Violet had like some special double dragon power, and she was gonna take the venom away from him. Like suck it out, like that poison.
That's not possible. They were trying to find a cure. It didn't really work out.
I did something bad. Was it feel so good?
That's just Xaden's song for the whole book. That's terrible. But anyway, they did get married.
But now she's married to a guy that she can't be with.
He's gone though. He's gone. We don't know where he went.
Ven and Xaden's there?
Yes. Okay, long story. I'm not even gonna explain it. Saved everybody again.
I care about
And Darna came back.
Awesome.
She left.
She went anywhere.
She left.
Welcome back, Darna, whatever her name is.
She was like, you were the one that asked me to do that. But we don't know why she said that.
Interesting. Now you have to wait for the next book.
It's gonna be like 2 years.
Bye. Justice for Posey.
Justice for Xaden.
Justice for Violet.
She's fine.
The man's missing.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed that little break right there. Okay, well, I did really enjoy this book. You guys already know I love this story. I love the characters. I love Xaden and Violet. I love this world. It's so much fun to read and just like to dive back into. I don't know. I think I'd give this maybe 4 stars, 5 stars, 4.5 stars. I don't think anything will ever beat Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing was a masterpiece. Okay, I'm not saying a literary masterpiece. I'm just saying it was really good and fun. Okay, so Fourth Wing will always be 5 stars. Absolutely love, love, love that book. I'm really sad that it's over, but now I can go look at all the edits. I can see all the TikToks, all the spoilers and stuff like that because I finished it. Now I can go watch the Grammys too. The Grammys are going on right now. It's pretty much the end of this reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you guys read Onyx Storm, if you guys have finished it. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? I would really love to know. But that's it for this video. Bye guys!